Hey kids, Dean with Crypto the Wonder Dog. Did you ever watch football yesterday? Did you guys see the Cowboys finally come out of their slump? I think it was because I wasn't wearing my Roger Staubach quarterback jersey that I bought at the Cowboy Stadium a few weeks ago. I wore it once, they won. I didn't wear it the next week, they lost. I wore it again, they won. I didn't wear it last week, they lost. I wore it last night. I'm just saying. So it's going to be a regular part of my costume on Sundays or Thursdays or Mondays. So Cowboys are back. They're back. I wasn't completely impressed with everything they were doing, but I think Dak had a few issues. I don't know what was going on with that. He's just didn't look like himself yesterday. Anyway, do you have an online store? Do you have a restaurant? Do you have some place that people go in and buy stuff from? And you want to start accepting crypto, but you just don't know how? Paytomat. Paytomat.com. I had one of their guys, Eugene from Kiev. Just talked with him, and we went over what they're doing and how they're easing the pain of if you've got a point of purchase software or hardware. They actually can integrate this amazing technology right into your payment system, so that you have no downtime. You can accept crypto right away. If you're a restaurant, they can tip out directly in crypto right into your wallet. And if you have no idea what crypto is and you want to get involved with it, it's kind of a I guess it'd be like a really cool way to get into it without having to jump through a lot of hoops and bells and whistles and stuff like that. But this is a very amazing leap forward for the world, for the pro crypto people, and they had a bunch, or 18 different coins that they're accepting. Obviously, Bitcoin being one of the main ones, but Paytomat. Let me see if I can bring that up here. Is that no? Okay, you'll see it soon enough. But if you're listening on iTunes anyway, you're not looking at it. But they have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Ethereum, Zcoin, NIM, Nano, EOS, Decreed, Waves, Litecoin, Horizon, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcore, and Digibyte. So if you want to accept any of those in your business, in your restaurant, in your boba house, and you want to start accepting crypto, Paytomat.com obviously is going to be one of your first websites that you're going to go to, and they make it painless, simple, and easy for both the merchant and the buyer. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of latte, and this is a way to buy your latte, pay with crypto, and actually enjoy your latte before it goes cold. All right? You guys ready to start the show? All right, let's start the show. Eugene.
Yeah.
Eugene, from where are we calling you in from today?
I'm calling in from Kiev, so it's about 8 o'clock in the evening, so it's about 8 p.m.
Is it? Okay. What's the weather like over there?
Well, it's starting to get chilly, so it was warm the last couple of weeks, but it's around zero actually, like plus 5 Celsius, something like that. So it's winter in here. It's not, there's no snow. but yeah, it's chilly.
No snow yet, and it's already 0, which is for the people in America, that's 32. But
yeah, something like that. So we're not yet freezing, but yeah, we're getting there.
Wow. All right. So I know that we've been going back and forth with our girl here, trying to get us connected, and we finally got it.
Yeah.
And
glad to be here and glad to talk to you.
Well, thanks, man. I know it's been kind of a rough start getting us connected. We had some technical difficulties this morning, and it seems like every time I got somebody important on, the stupid little
yeah, but hey, I'm glad you're the one who's having technical problems, since I'm dialing in from this, third world. So yeah, I'm glad it's on your side.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I have no problems here. So I had fiber connection at work. Now I'm at home and I have fiber
connection at work. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks really good. I mean, it sounds good. It looks good. That's usually the most important piece. It's usually staticky, or I can't really see the people, or the video's hanging. But your video looks really good. So let's get into it, man.
Cool.
So tell us about who you are and what you do, because I'm.
Yeah. So I'm from Paytomat, and Paytomat is a payment processor, and we are a decentralized payment system. So I'm the director of product. So I'm pretty much in between of the tech group of our company and the rest of it and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So what Paytomat does is that we enable payments, like mostly in brick and mortar stores, and we aim to become this sort of bridge between the real world, quote unquote, of retail payments and crypto. So it's not an easy task, and as we go on, I'll try to explain where we see ourselves, why we see it's not that early for crypto payments, actually.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, what we do is that we are an enabler that lets you pay with something like 18 cryptocurrencies to date. So the way it would work is that you walk in a bar or a restaurant or whatever business, and tell the waiter that you're gonna pay with crypto, and should bring you the same, he or she, they would bring you the same invoice with a QR printed on it.
Yeah.
You'd scan it with your wallet, and you have paid. So basically, we take some of the risks for the transactions while they are still in the pool and not confirmed. So there's this. I'm sorry if I'm going into the details too early.
No, go ahead. Well, I'm sure we'll back up.
But generally, one of the problems with the crypto in retail is that if you're waiting for your latte, right, and Bitcoin takes 20 or 30 minutes to confirm the blocks, so that's
your latte is cold.
Yeah, that's too late. So what we basically do is that we employ some sort of a couple of systems that we do to establish and to make sure that your transactions get in much faster. So especially for the small transactions or for recurrent transactions, as long as we see them in the mempool, you're good to go. So basically what it means is that with most currencies, you get really short confirmations with Paytomat. And we have a whole ecosystem built around it. So we have our non-custodial wallet, which is called Paytomat, and that I encourage you to download and use. But the customer can actually use any wallet to pay with us. So you can use Jax, you can use whatever mobile or non-mobile wallet, that's the case. So, and it's mostly QR based because of the convenience of the QR payment. And as you know, it's everywhere in China, it's everywhere in Asia.
Okay.
It's not yet as the QR payments, and we push for unified QR standard. So basically, we see our goal as of making the whole process as painless as it can be for the customer. So they don't have to have any special knowledge. It might be their whatever first Bitcoin they bought or any other crypto. They would just scan the QR. and have their latte.
Wow.
So yeah, and the way we do it is that a little less friction possible on the customer side, but also less friction and less learning curve for the merchant possible. So basically, the merchant would use a plugin to their existing point of sale if possible, and if not, they would use our merchant app or our web panel. But essentially, we aim this experience to be just as pain-free. So let's say if you own a restaurant, if you own a bar, if you own something, and you want to start to accept crypto, then you would probably just, the ideal scenario is that you would just enable it on your own point of sale. And we do develop plugins for our system for point of sales. We are working on 5 point of sales now. And we are in talks with the major ones on both American and Europe market.
Okay.
So yeah, we have something like 300 merchants active every day.
Really?
They are mostly,
okay.
yeah, they are mostly based in Eastern Europe. So since we are like historically from Ukraine, so and the whole development team is based off Ukraine. So this is where we tested the system, and this is where most of them are. But there are some in Seoul. There are some in Amsterdam, there's someone in Germany, there's someone in Tenerife. So they are here and there popping up.
Wow. Okay. So they we're on your website right now. So let me pull that up here. So start accepting cryptocurrencies using your current equipment. So you can actually tap into the little credit card swipers and Square or anything like that.
Yeah, there are certain limitations to that, of course, because sometimes they might be locked to your bank, right?
Yeah.
But yes, this is the goal. So we are a software-centric company. We are not developing any hardware of our own, and we are tapping into the existing terminals. That's right.
Wow.
So
okay.
we have 2 targets actually. One of the businesses that use their current equipment, like point of sales. And like you're welcome to reach out to Paytomat at info@Paytomat or support@Paytomat if you own one. But the other market is what I call low-tech merchants. And that can be the lady on the market. That can be a small restaurant in Europe, and there are many who do not have a point of sale. And for those, we offer a merchant app available on iOS and Android, just as our customer wallets available on iOS and Android.
So they could use their iPad or whatever?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
All right.
So it's not at the moment a complete like table management system, and it's not a complete point of sale, but it's a simple app that generates the QR and processes the payments. So the idea behind it is that we want to enable, first of all, the developing world and the merchants that are not yet there with a complete point of sale management system. We want for them to be able to accept crypto. And the way it would work is that the lady on the market sticks the QR in her or his fruit or vegetables. And the customer scans it, and the merchant gets an SMS or a notification of payment done. It doesn't really matter with what the customer paid. So in these markets, we position ourselves as just as a QR payment option, not even a crypto payment option, because it doesn't really matter what the customer used. So we are working closely with a couple of stable coins, and we're going to be injecting them into the system.
Okay.
And we're working close with the banks to have one, ideally to have one unified QR standard for all payments. So the goal is for the customer to be able to choose with what they want to pay today, and for the merchant just to not care, right? So the payment is done, hopefully fast.
Uh-oh. Hopefully fast.
It doesn't really matter what's.
I think we're losing data connection there. You kind of stopped it right after. Back up just a couple seconds.
Yeah, maybe I was too, too proud of this country with the perfect internet. Yeah, maybe I got too excited. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna check that I don't have any illegal torrent activity on my Mac now. No, I don't. I don't know. Yeah. Is the connection stable now? It seems okay.
Yeah, it looks okay. It was kind of blinking there for a second. Yeah, it's still blinking a little bit, but looks all right for the meantime. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the last phrase that I told is that we aim. So we are focused on the user experience, both on the customer end and on the merchant end. So ideally, the customer would be able to pay with whatever they like, including 18 cryptos. And the merchant would not care because they would get fiat through a gateway in their bank account.
So it goes from a crypto to the gateway to fiat.
Yeah.
So
the fiat option is. Yeah, sorry.
So the retailer is not accepting crypto per se, because they're not receiving crypto, they're receiving fiat.
They have an option.
Oh, they do.
Have an
okay.
Option. Yeah.
Okay.
They have an option to hold crypto. So we are crypto believers. So like
absolutely.
The team started off. Yeah, the team started off like a couple of words about us. We're now an almost 50 to 60 people team.
Wow.
And but yeah, and there are 23 developers, and the rest is marketing and administration and so on, and DevOps. We started from I used to run a software development business, and my partner is a mathematician, and he came much earlier than me, so he was there at the dawn of both Bitcoin and Ethereum. I came in a bit later, but nevertheless, we are huge believers in decentralized tech. So ideally, of course, there should be no middleman. And we are this new generation of middlemen, I guess, because we take a transparent fee, a very small one, and we focus on the user experience on both sides, on the merchant and customer. And yes, we give the option of holding crypto or fiat, but you have also to understand that the fiat option is limited to legal framework in the country and the availability of gateways.
Yeah.
So if it's legal, to convert it, if there's a legal framework, then you'd get US dollars or euros in your account. If it's not, you can hold on to the crypto. So that's the. I think that I failed to mention that we have the American Nightlife Association as our partner. And there are still big things to come out of that partnership. But we are starting to roll out. We've opened with Insomnia in Los Angeles.
Which one is that? Insomnia. That's right. Yes, because I think I was talking with
Gala or with some of
about going over and doing a little tour of Insomnia Cafe and talking with them and kind of going through how that whole thing would work.
If you get a chance, you can always do it later. So we have a smaller office there, and Insomnia does accept crypto, and so it's US market is. Before you ask whether people want to pay with crypto, whether they see it as an investment vehicle or such, but I think that different markets are important for different reasons.
Yes.
So the US market is very unlike a developing market where the currency is so volatile that you don't want to hang on to it. So it's very much, unfortunately for you, it's not very much like Venezuela, right? And we have different agenda in different countries. So in the US, we want to push our loyalty program, our loyalty on the blockchain problem that comes with the payment solution, and we want to make sure that the people see and feel how it works, so that they feel that the crypto can work in retail. But we don't live in a fantasy world, thinking that if everyone already has a debit or a credit card, that they will suddenly, switch over to Bitcoin for paying for their lattes. That's maybe not needed and not any near future. But it is for some developing countries, though.
Good. Okay. I'm just kind of cruising through your website here, and it is Paytomat, Paytomat.com. And start accepting cryptocurrencies using your current equipment. And did I see something about, so how is your tokenization working here?
So we have an utility token that's basically minted and emitted at the transaction. Okay. And we have a real use case and a real business case for it. So it's not the tokenization of, gold assets or oil or any of that kind. Yeah. And it's not a security. So what happens is that we charge a small fee on the transaction. And that fee we divide between the actors on the system. So like it gets divided between the point of sale provider, between the merchant, between the what's called the regional leader, that would be the ambassador. And those are paid in tokens and bought out on liquidity providers like exchanges. So that's the utility token that goes inside the system as its blood. Yeah. We have a strong accent on the regional leaders, and we see them. They can be private or companies that want to work with Paytomat and just both enable and promote crypto payments in their country. And that's another reason or maybe another option that there is out there for your listeners and in general. So if you think that you want to assemble a crypto community in your town, then Paytomat is the perfect glue. So you can choose a place where you would meet. You can pay with crypto. You can eat and drink and be merry. And so we see it as something that can put together local communities and people who are who are believers, of course, the people first who want to spend their crypto. And I see a good divide and between the fact that you're invested in Bitcoin and let's say hopefully someone has $500,000 in Bitcoin or less given the recent events. Yeah. Yeah, we're all in the same.
They're probably not swimming in Bitcoin right now, no.
Yeah. But the idea is that one of the questions that I get asked is that, okay, I invested into Bitcoin, why should I start paying with it? So first of all, you can start paying with whatever transactional currency that you own, like Dash or maybe something that's more suitable for payments. Yeah. But second is that if you own Bitcoin, it makes even much more sense that you spend a tiny fraction of it, because you always have to think about the PR effect in general, and about the more it's accepted, the more places accept it, the more chances it gets. The more chances it stands as a reserve currency, the more chances it stands as a transactional currency, and so on. Yeah. So I see there's a very good match in that between the storage of value and the real transactional value. And we are partners with the most major core teams of transactional currencies. We are international partners of NAM, of Dash, of Zcoin or Zencash. And those guys for whom we act as enablers, basically enabling the payments to go through quickly and efficiently, and enabling it, making it easy for the merchant and for the customer. We don't compete with them, so we don't offer yet another coin that would be used for payment. So we want to kickstart the ecosystem, and we want to sort of be the lubricant for the already existing system, right?
Yeah. So if I was a merchant and I have never had Bitcoin, I've never had Ethereum or anything, and I don't really know how to do it, but if I signed up with your program here, is there like a learning, is there classes, is there any kind of education that goes along with signing up?
We don't. Yeah. So I think the training itself is largely, so we did some training in the past. So we did some training from the company to kickstart some of those situations, to connect some of the first merchants. But that's a role that's now transferred to regional leaders or ambassadors. So they would be the ones who would come in and explain it to the waiters or to the business owners, how it works. I mean, in general, how it works with crypto, how it works with being your own bank, and so on. But what we would do is that we'd provide the materials for to make the learning curve as short as possible. So, and what it means that you get the web portal and you get the app, or you get the plugin to your point of sale, and basically you get a short introduction of how it works for the waiter. You can find videos online, and I can forward you links if you
send me some links so that I can put those up here. I'll put
a custom of including some info in the footnotes or something like that.
Absolutely. I'll put a video at the end of this video also, where people can, if they're watching on YouTube, they can watch the to the end of this and they can see some of your videos. So send me those links. I'll put those on here.
Perfect. So we have one funny video and then some real videos with we have a cartoon and then we have some real videos with people coming in and paying. So of course I'm going to do that.
Okay, so if people wanted to get your token, where's the address for that?
If people want to get a hold of the token, but they're not involved in the payment system, so they are not if you mean ordinary customers, they don't actually need it. So they don't need to pay, they don't need it for the payment because they will be paying with one of the existing tokens. If those interested are either investors or partners, because we welcome core teams to come on board, we welcome other payment systems, and we welcome all sorts of partners to come in. Then you'd probably have to contact the company directly. So we're in private sale mode.
Okay.
We didn't hold a public sale. We are self-funded, and we raised some money through some pools earlier this year. So we so far the investment pool of this is being kept private. But I think that what needs to be public is the payment vehicle itself. So the fact that you can come in, it's a working product, you can come in, pay, and do it basically for free. One of the very important points for the merchant side is that, I cannot stress this enough, is that the merchant does not pay for the transaction. So the merchant actually gets a small cut of the transaction.
Oh, okay.
So that's for most of them, that's a game changer in some situations, because if they have to pay really high fees with Visa or Master, that's a radical change. So you not only don't get to pay, you get paid.
Wow. Okay, so they're not being hit with a 3% or 4% credit card charge.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
Exactly. So the card sometimes charges 3-4, sometimes up to 10 or 15 if you're super high risk.
Wow.
That also happens. Yeah, that's also happens.
Did not know that.
So that's of course, if you are a merchant and you start accepting crypto, then on the market you'd probably get only like 2 or 3% of all the transactions in crypto. You would not be like inundated. You will not be like doing half of your transactions in crypto. But so this is like a really easy way to think about tomorrow and just be there completely for free. So, and that's also a huge, for some of the merchants, like we have success stories from all over the world. And some of them, they don't necessarily deal with only the payment itself. It's also a marketing push. So it's the marketing upside that you get from starting to accept crypto, because some people who love the decentralized tech, some people who love technology, or some people who are hopefully like Bitcoin maximalists, they would come into your place and spend money, whatever money they have, including crypto, just because you support the cause. And so I think there's a social change, which is also important, and we want to like transmit to the merchants, not only about your bottom line at the moment, it's also about your market.
Yeah. And so, one of the things that I was thinking about is if you're not invested in crypto right now and you wanted to start, but you don't really know how to do it, if you were a merchant and you started accepting this, then you could start stockpiling a little bit of Bitcoin and stuff, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's I think that's almost zero effort and zero cost and a very, very easy way in. So yeah.
And what about somebody like me? Because I'm a commercial photographer. I'm an independent contractor. Whenever I do a job, I send an invoice through PayPal or something like that. Is this something that can be integrated into PayPal?
Integrated into PayPal directly, no. But integrated into your module of payment, yes. So, for example, if you send invoices through PayPal directly, that you could be sending invoices in crypto, absolutely yes. So the thing that would remain is the legality and the way of paying taxes. So the easiest way, if you treat it like cash, so basically you invoice, you receive the crypto, and you pay the taxes as you normally do. Okay. But yes, you can.
Wow. You can. Okay. Well, when people are going on to your website, paytomat.com, there's a direct link on there to go right to Apple's the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, and you can download this. And this is available for iPhones and iPads, right?
Yeah, and it's not the interface. It can be used on an iPad. It's not meant for iPad, so because it needs biometric and it's mostly used on phones. But like a couple of words about the wallets. So both of the wallets are non-custodial, meaning that we don't have your private keys. We do not store them on the server. They are only stored on your device. These are HD wallets, so it means that with a single seed, so like those 15 or 25 words that you write down, you can have the private keys to all of your accounts. And basically, so like among the key features is, biometrics, protection, and all that. But one of the key features is that you can have EOS tokens and ERC20 tokens inside the wallet, as many as you want. You can have EOS account management inside the wallet, and you can have, I think, at the moment, 9 coins that you can transact with. For example, if you open an EOS account, you can pay with whatever token or a coin that you have in our wallet, and so on. So it's a pretty unique wallet that is not. So it's a part of the ecosystem, it's part of the infrastructure, but it's totally self-sustained in a way. So it meaning not self-sustained. How do I say it in English? So it's a part of it, but you don't have to use Paytomat. You don't have to pay with crypto to use the wallet. So you're welcome to go on and download it and just have your crypto for yourself, or do P2P payments with crypto. And Paytomat is heavily invested in the EOS ecosystem. So inside of it, so we are now migrating our core to EOS. This is for the more like techie part of the audience. Yeah. But all the transactions of the system would be transparent, being a smart contract on EOS. So not only it's a system that is like a fair play in terms of the commissions to merchants, leaders, and users, but it's also completely, or most part of it will be transparent, unlike any proprietary payment system that you have that are a black box.
Yeah. Okay. So if no one knew about this and they wanted, and it's like over here in the U.S., if this isn't something that's being advertised anywhere, if somebody wanted to do this, are you guys going to have feet on the ground over here, going door to door? How are you getting the word out about this product? 'Cause I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, like feet on the ground, not so much. So we have the office in LA that I talked about through a partner. Yeah. So we have the American Nightlife Association. They have around 300,000 bars in their network. So they're going to advertise the system soon to them.
Holy cow. All right.
Yeah. And because of the transparency of the blockchain, we're able to deliver, like, first of all, the merchant gets valuable data that they cannot get with any other system. So the the system is pseudonymous, so meaning that it's you cannot identify the payer if he doesn't want to be identified, but you still have some data about the payment, and it's a wealth of data. And we make it available to the merchant. So in the future, it's a system that would allow, for example, to distribute what we call a physical airdrop, meaning that you are a vodka producer, or you do like lemon juice, and you want to airdrop 1,000 of bottles or 1,000 of shots on your network. So you are able to filter down and see who are the, for example, the spenders in alcohol. So, and who are the ones who really spend, and there are transactions saying that in the blockchain, and just airdrop your asset to them. So think of this super efficient way to distribute your goodies, or something that you want to get rid of,
Wow.
or something that you want to get a discount on, onto the real users.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, answering the question about the US. So I think that like, first of all, we're welcoming regional leaders to do that, and the regional leaders is not a non-paying, intern or student that sits in the basement. Regional leader is someone that we pay. Like we have a mixed economic model for them. So like, we pay for new merchants opportunities, but we also pay a cut on the transactions. So if you are a crypto enthusiast that is still not making money off it, then Paytomat is a good way to start, because you'd be leveraging the community that you already have, and you can open up a couple of restaurants or cafes and have a small income on them now that will hopefully grow. So like smaller streams that will hopefully grow into a river.
Wow.
Yeah, we will have a local presence, I hope. That we will, but I don't think that we will covering the distribution network with it, and I don't think that the company will be enabling direct training of all the points that are will be opening up, because even 100 or a couple of hundred merchants, if you train every single waiter or personnel, that's a daunting task. So yeah,
yes, yeah. What about tips? Do the waitresses, are they getting paid in crypto in their tips?
That's actually something that we really want to do. So yeah. We don't currently have it, but we do want to. That's a very good question, actually. How is the waiter interested in all of that? Yeah. So it's really easy to tip in crypto. So you just tap the +10 or +20%. And it gets deducted it's get included in the sum. The beauty of it is that the waiter can have a separate wallet and a separate account and a separate address on the blockchain on which they will receive their tips.
Oh, like, it's perfect. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a perfect system for tips. It's a perfect system for transparent tipping. It's a perfect system when, the owner doesn't take it away, or someone else.
So they're not sitting there divvying it up at the end of the night, where they might not get all their tips because the owner didn't give it to them, but it's going right into their wallet automatically.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the idea.
How great is that?
Yeah, that's the idea.
How awesome! Wow. And what about you? Have you been to the U.S. yet? Have you been traveling over here?
Of course. So we actually see this. We have a very low profile, sadly. I don't know if it's the history of being from here, but like we took part in stuff. Like, believe it or not, about TechCrunch Disrupt in San Francisco. So we exhibited at the launch TechCrunch Disrupt.
Did you?
We not only took part, we had a booth.
You had a booth?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we had a booth paying with crypto, and we had a stand, and we had a coffee machine that should be able to come in and pay. So yeah, I've been to the States. I love the country, and I've been there a couple of times. So, and we'll hopefully coming back. So I'm not sure about the consensus invest. We probably will as visitors probably. So we did exhibit at the last consensus in New York. We were at the NAM stand. If you've been to the lower, or any of your listeners, if you've been to lower level in the NAM room, we've been exhibiting right at their stand. So
wow. Okay.
Since we're partners and we do that. So we did some of that, but like the system is, like you mentioned, largely unknown because, well, first of all, it's a big world, so it's not really easy to, like, we are in some places like I don't know, sites like bitcoin.com just listed us under merchants or other providers. Somebody else did. But yeah, it's a work in progress.
Wonderful. Well, I was just cruising through the website here to see where it shows the different coins that you're accepting now, right? And this is Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Ethereum, Zcoin, NEM, Nano, EOS, Decred, DECRED, Waves, Litecoin, Horizon, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcore, and Digibyte, right?
Yeah. There are some smaller coins that talk to us, and that we. So it's not always the pipeline. So we have like all the major coins in the pipeline to accept them. It's not always the. We don't go for market cap into enabling who gets in first. So we look for good communities. Actually, we look for communities that are willing to support the payments locally, and that's what's important. Because when we deal with merchants, when we talk to merchants, it always breaks down to how many people are actually gonna come in and ask for to pay with crypto in general. So, and that's the basis on which we choose.
Awesome.
If I can forward you a small animated movie.
Please. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Where do I send? So do we have a?
Just shoot it to my email. The dean at cryptothewonderdog.com. That should.
Yes. Okay, I'll just since you already know what's about, so I just shoot the link and okay.
Let's see here if I'm getting
it. This is basically the one that I forwarded. It's a short animated movie about accepting crypto that we made some time ago.
Oh, did you? Okay, good. There you go. I got it right here. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Hold on, let's back up and go to the web. Okay, here we go.
I think I can still see you, not the video, but
yeah, you won't be able to. But when people are watching this, they're going to be seeing this.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for being in this world. The following story is based on actual events.
For many years, Vasya worked 9 to 5 merely to acquire a mortgage down payment and backache. Imagining his bleak future, Vasya freaked out and decided to do something radical. He quit his job, bought a mining contract, spent all his money on a one-way ticket to Barcelona, rented a Costa Brava cottage, and started a new happy life. Why not? Crypto mined, cash flowed, Vasya put his feet up, had a smoke, enjoyed the view. One fine day, though, shit came down. First, the bank blocked his credit card, another card exceeded the limit, then the bank's interest rate rose so much that Vasya started to lose hair. And when he saw the exchange fee, he went totally bald. He tried to unlock the card, but the bank just froze his ass off. Overnight, Vasya found himself with zero cash and a wallet full of crypto. He hadn't seen this coming, so again freaked out and roamed across the city scavenging for food, but everywhere he went only took cash or credit card. Vasya felt dizzy till suddenly he noticed a familiar logo on a bar door. Heavens, they sold snacks and drinks for crypto. Doolally with happiness, Vasya immediately ordered triple everything. When the bill came, Vasya realized that while he was eating, the exchange rate had risen enough to pay for dinner. The bartender told him that there were other crypto-friendly places around. Hotels, restaurants, coffee shops, all of them, little by little, working with the faster, safer, cheaper cryptocurrency where you don't have to pay fat bankers, and business owners can reward privileged customers through loyalty programs. Plus, it's easy to install. Anyone can do it. Vasya cheered up, threw away his credit cards, and blacklisted the bank's phone number so they wouldn't bug him. There and then, he became truly happy.
Look at that. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that might be, yeah. Don't throw away your credit card just yet.
No, not yet. Yeah.
Yeah, not yet. But still, yeah, this gets the message. So we're not leveraging any wars actually against the credit cards or such. But yeah, it's another payment option, and I think it's pretty good that if one has it. So if you're in Venezuela and actually your lunch is worth 2 times more than when you started it, right? Because the local currency is falling so fast, then you as merchant would probably think hard on what to accept, and crypto might even seem much more stable than the local currency.
Wow, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how now Bitcoin is like hovering at $6,500?
Yeah.
And it seems pretty good. Like I was somewhere and it said the end of the crypto craze. Is that, you think that's true?
I think that many projects get like washed out or wiped out. So I think that the bad part of the crypto craze might be like at least one phase of it might come to an end now or already has.
Yeah.
So I still believe in cycles, or at least some of them. I'm not in search of a greater fool, so I'm not waiting for the Joe the plumber to get in and dump my coins on them. So it's really hard to say. Like I said, I believe in cycles, and I believe that this hype, the first time it happened, like not the first time it happened, but the biggest rise, the meteoric rise of the 2017, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So and if you think about that, that this hype is just people who are greedy, and that's always be like that. So if for example, now people are waiting for Bitcoin to be like 10,000 to sell it off and forget about it is a bad dream, right?
Yeah.
Because they might have bought in at much higher price. But when it happens, so they probably gonna sell at 10. Let's make it like a fantasy here. So they're gonna sell at 10, and then it continues to rise, and then it's 12, and then it's 13, and then they start getting greedy again, and they get in.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
And they get in once more. So yeah, I do want a good name for crypto, that's for sure.
Of course. Yeah.
So I think that like a lot of damage has been done with some rather stupid. Some of those people are stupid. Some of them are very intelligent, but they like they all did a disservice to those who hodl, of course. You've seen what been happening. So yeah, I see that it might just as well rise again. But it's not only that what matters. I think that the good projects, us being one of them, continue to work hard to deliver some of the things that were said a year ago. And we actually been around for a year at least as a company and as a team. Yeah. So we've grown in the past 6 months. But yeah. So we're really working hard. It does not. We do not follow the hype cycle here. So we want for the people who get acquainted with it, who start thinking about getting into crypto, who start thinking about accepting crypto. We want to be this like entrance or door that they used to get in. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, good. I'm very pro crypto, and a lot of people around me going, they knew that I was very excited about it, and they're kind of dancing in the streets now, saying that, see, it's over. You're crazy, but I don't think it's over. I mean, obviously, it's gonna keep going because there's too many people involved in it to end. Obviously.
Yeah, that's I think that's right. So there are many people involved.
It's not a fad.
Yeah, and then there are some real use cases for it. So those people who, like I said at the beginning, so it's really hard to understand what unbanked or very underbanked is unless you try it. So for example, here in Ukraine, mostly like everyone has a credit or debit card. So it's pretty much like in Europe or in the States, but it's not like this everywhere. And to understand the importance of getting a loan from a group of people, or getting a direct loan, or just transferring money overseas, to understand its importance, you have those real problems. And once you do, you would not be dancing on the fact that Bitcoin is 6,000 and not 12,000, because you know that the real application is there. So the real storage of value is there, or the real ease of transfer is there. So like for example, I also do some photography, by the way.
Oh, cool.
It's not commercial.
Right.
Yeah, largely it's not commercial, but I did. It's art photography, but I did some photos for the covers of a writer who's my friend, and she lives in Germany, and the book got translated in maybe 15 languages.
Wow.
It's a pretty important book. And the photo was on its cover, and I had to be paid the rights to that photo. And it's about, I think, 300 or 400 euros for the photo.
Wow.
But
okay.
what it meant is that they had, since I was based I was living in Berlin at that time, so I was living between Kiev and Berlin, but I'm a Ukrainian citizen, and they had to KYC me to my underwear. So they had to just to understand, and just to go through the News Corp or whatever the shit that is, money laundering mechanism. So sorry, anti-money laundering mechanism.
Yeah.
I had to fill in 5 forms stating who my relatives are.
Oh my
what
gosh.
do they get? Are they not affiliated with politically important person? So at the end of it, just to get the 400 euros, and one of these, and then after that, they would probably wire it to me, and I will lose another 30 for the wire.
Oh yeah, of course.
But just to get the whole picture, is that for 2 of such deals with the states, I did not. So I had no time to finish the whole enrollment process, and maybe it was their idea all along, but I just didn't get the money. So I got paid 0. I didn't get paid, not 400. I didn't get paid 380. I get paid 0 because I didn't have the time or stamina to fill in all the freaking forms.
Wow. So what happens to that money? They just hold on to it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
amazing.
They probably can pay it to me once, but yeah, having other stuff to do, and the forms being so cumbersome to fill in, and so much information that I had to upload, or to if it's a document
for
in Russian,
400 euros. Oh my god.
Yeah, I have to translate it in English and so on. So yeah, that's another cases where you stop and think about the real change to the economy and the smart economy that the blockchain could bring. Because if you have to go to all these stretches to make sure that those 400 euros are not money laundering, that we are in trouble, because the ease of transactions is one of the most important factors of the economy.
Absolutely.
So if those transactions could not be made easily, then what's the point?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and that's I think one of the biggest things that people were having an issue. Okay, if I want to go spend my Bitcoin to go buy an ice cream cone, I'm going to stand in line for 30 minutes before the transaction's complete, and so they're not going to use it. But if with Paytomat, obviously that's something that you're fixing a pain point.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow, that's
so
great.
You'd be eating your ice cream in no time with it.
It's not.
It's
not a milkshake.
Climate. It can't climate. It will melt before.
Yes.
Like it will melt sooner. But yeah.
Oh man.
The transaction gonna be fast.
Wow. Okay. So what's next on the agenda for the cats over at Paytomat?
We are in active development, so we are migrating the core to a new and more transparent system. We are making the wallets much more versatile. We are so like we believe in a new wave of decentralized exchanges, and we are enabling the wallets to work with decentralized exchanges to log into them. We are enabling lists of merchants in the wallet, so you'd be able to see where you can spend Bitcoin, where you can spend crypto, and all of that. So we have a huge roadmap, actually. And like I said, 23 people, 25 people of only team. So you're probably going to hear some news coming from US about Paytomat and our partnerships. And there are new merchants and new regional leaders in Europe every day.
Beautiful. Wow. Well, I'm glad I got to talk with you, and I'm glad you get to come on the show, and I hope we get to stay in touch, because I think this is a really great product for merchants and customers.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. So you can go to Paytomat, you can have in our Telegram group. You can contact me directly if you want. I can forward you the details after the show. So thanks a lot.
Right on. Okay, good talking with you, man.
Thank you.